Hello friends, and welcome to another video. I already filmed the whole intro for this video, but it for some reason didn't save, so we're doing it again.
I can reach for a well-worn book to give me an escape.
Welcome to a reading vlog. It's been a minute since I've done just like a normal reading vlog, and it's not like a dedicated to one book thing. If you missed I did a TBR, first one in a while, and I don't know if it'll be successful because I'm notoriously bad at TBRs, but basically, long story short, my laptop broke and I had to send it away to get fixed, and I was like, well, while I'm without my laptop, I should try to get some reading done because most of my time is spent on my laptop, and I'm writing on my laptop, and, well, I'm still writing. I, like, told myself, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to work on stuff, like, not really, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna do all this reading, but then, like, I literally bought a brand new tablet because I have an Amazon Fire tablet, but it sucks. It's just like really slow to load things and just doesn't function very well. So like I bought a slightly, like not a fancy one, it's like a $70 tablet. And I bought a Bluetooth keyboard, and I set up like different things in Google Docs so I could write like notes and stuff in Google Docs while I was without my laptop because I'm just this person, I can't not work on writing stuff. But I have been reading. I can jump forward to insert the clips that did save where I was actually reading Not Your Sidekick by C.B. Lee. Jump forward in time. So I just filmed a whole clip for the vlog, and then I got an error on the camera saying like memory card error, but I'm not out of space. So I was like, that's weird. And it did this to me the other day, and I was like, I don't know why it's doing that. And so I went to check to see if the clip saved, and it didn't. And also, my very first clip that I filmed for the vlog is gone. So I'm gonna have to go back and film a new intro for the vlog, but that's okay. Anyways, now I don't really have anything at all for the vlog up until this point. So let me catch you back up to speed real quick and see if this actually fucking saves. I'm currently reading Not Your Sidekick by C.B. Lee. I am 131 pages in, and I'm not loving it. I filmed like 2 whole clips explaining my thoughts, and they're gone. I love that for me. So yeah, who's texting me? Oh, boyfriend is. I'm reading Not Your Sidekick. This entire reading vlog, I'm gonna be reading that whole series and maybe some more books, depending on how much I film, if I even get the fucking footage, and how much stuff I read. That might turn into 2 reading vlogs. But right now, I'm at least reading those 3 books in this vlog, and then other books for this theme that I'm doing might get pushed to another vlog. But anyways, if you saw my TBR video, I am reading a bunch of things with like superpowers. That's my theme right now because I don't have my laptop. I had to send it away to get fixed, and so I can't actively work on writing, except I still am because I don't know how to not work on writing. So I bought a literal Bluetooth keyboard, and I bought a new tablet that I can connect it to so I can still write, and I've been writing stuff in Google Docs. Mostly I've been like doing planning and notes and stuff. I'm not like writing, but I will get to that, I'm sure, before my laptop returns. It arrived at the place, and in the email now it says that I won't get it back until the 10th. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's what like their prediction was. So like almost 3 weeks without laptop because it's already been a few days since I sent it away, and today is, what is today? January 27th when I'm filming this. I already started this vlog. Obviously I've been reading this book for a couple of days. I've been reading every night before I go to sleep. I'm so out of the habit of reading. The last 2 things I read were The Lost Metal and Tress of the Emerald Sea, and both of those were read in like one chunk. Basically, I think Tress took us 2 days, but Lost Metal we did in one chunk. So it's like Sanderson, a deep dive reading in one go, but other than that I've not been like casually reading, and I'm trying to just get myself back in the habit. So I've been just sitting down like when I'm getting ready for sleep, but like my sleep medicine hasn't kicked in yet. I'll like go lay in bed and read at least 1 chapter. If it's not long, I'll read more than 1. So that's where we're at right now. It's 2 in the morning, and I'm gonna go read, and now I've got a battery flashing light on me. Anyways, I will give you a more in-depth update to recover all the things I said and lost in the clips that died. I'll do that tomorrow. But I'm not loving it. I don't dislike it. I'm just not loving it. There's like a lot of editing errors in my copy of the book that I'm reading on Scribd, and that's just, it doesn't normally bother me when I see errors in books because like those are gonna get by people, but when there's like a ton, it starts to nag on me. But also it just doesn't, it's very predictable in like a boring way. Usually being able to predict things before they happen in a book doesn't like ruin the book for me or anything, but it's like things that are like so obvious, and I don't know if it's like the author was intending for the reader to like pick up on it immediately. If that's the case, then job well done. But it's like, it's making me feel like the main character is like so stupid because I've like guessed the thing and it's not even been revealed to me yet, and I guessed it in the first chapter. It was possible to guess it in. And so I'm just like kind of bored with like that. It's like I already know that this is the thing, so I'm not gonna be shocked when she finds out. I assume she will eventually. Like, I don't know. I'm not hating it. Also, my new complaint that we missed earlier, it's in present tense, and I think I don't like present tense that much. I write in past tense. It's third person present tense. It's not even like first person present tense. It's third person present tense, and I normally do write in third person past tense, and I think I normally prefer, I think most things I read are normally third person past tense. And so I think that's also part of the reason I'm not enjoying it that much. Like, it's just throwing me off a little bit just because it's like not the style I'm used to, which isn't the book's fault. It's just a personal taste thing. Anyways, my battery's gonna die and I don't even know if this clip's gonna save, and I'm tired, so I'm gonna go read some, and I will update you guys more tomorrow and hopefully figure out what the fuck's going on with my camera erasing my clips. Okay, bye! Hello friends, little update for the vlog. Hopefully this one fucking films, but I am now a little over 200 pages into Not Your Sidekick. And we've just gotten to the point. I've been trying so hard not to like be annoyed with this book, but I am annoyed with it because I don't know if it was like the author's intent for things to be obvious from the get-go to the reader. And I don't necessarily normally dislike that in a book. I like when things like are figure-outable for the reader, even if you figure it out before the characters. But I don't like it just handed to you. Like, I like that it's like a journey you go on, and you piece things together just like the character. However, I figured all of this stuff out. There's like a reveal, and there's kind of multiple reveals within the reveal that has happened a little around like 200 pages into the book. And I've been so annoyed that the character hasn't like figured it out. Not just figured it out. I'd be fine if they didn't figure it out, but at least like question something, be a little suspicious, be like, well, that doesn't make sense, but maybe not think far enough to like put more to it. But they haven't like questioned any of this shit, which has been what has annoyed me. And 200 pages in, they don't even get to figure it out. It's just revealed to them. They don't get to piece it together. There's like a single moment right before the reveal where they're like, oh, that's strange, and they don't get to finish the thought. And then it's like 2 minutes later, it's revealed to them. They don't get to figure it out. So I'm so annoyed because it was so obvious. And I'm like, why doesn't this bitch get like a brain cell for at least 5 minutes? And like, I like the character. I don't dislike her. I do like her. I just don't like how stupid she is. Because, like, again, if the stuff hadn't been so obvious, at least from the get-go, if it had, like, taken longer for me to figure it out, I literally figured out, like, the thing with the other girl, and the thing with her parents, and, like, what's going on there. I didn't even guess. I don't care to say I guessed it. It's, like, it's right there, and it's so annoying. So I'm not enjoying that. But I will say we're finally 200 pages into this 300-page book. Things are actually, like, moving plot-wise. Some stuff has happened now that this secret is out. Things are moving, so maybe I'll start to enjoy it more, and I don't have to be annoyed with her not figuring it out because now she knows. But I'm still so annoyed that like she didn't get to figure it out. Like, it's just revealed to her. That's not as fun, you know? It's not as fun. But anyways, also my face is like super red right now because I just took a really, really warm bath because I was having like leg cramps, and the hot water is like one of the only things that help, so I submerged for a while. But I'm about to get ready to do my hangout with Casey. I have to do it on my boyfriend's computer because my computer's still gone, which is why I'm here. I'm at his desk. And we're gonna get ready to watch the Teen Wolf movie here in a little while, so you'll probably hear a little rant from me in the vlog soon after this about that. But I just wanted to update since I read some more while I was in the bath, and I was annoyed. I will keep you updated on both my thoughts on this book and on Teen Wolf, the movie. Bye! Hello, so we just finished the Teen Wolf movie, and we've been like ranting and raging for like an hour since we finished it because it was really, really bad. Like, objectively a bad movie, badly written. The plot doesn't work, and it's not good fan service either for the show. So, that's your update for that. It was terrible. Okay, now we're back to this clip because it is a few days into reading this book, and where we are now, jumping back into the present with this clip, earlier tonight I watched the Teen Wolf movie with Casey, and it just drained us. We were so mad. It was so much worse than we were expecting. Like, the bar was low. We weren't expecting much, but they went way lower than we thought. It was really bad. It was badly written. The nothing made sense. I have so many feelings about it, and they're not good. So that was, I mean, like, it was fun to watch it with Casey at least, and like we suffered together, so there's that. But now I'm back to reading. I'm trying to stay awake. I didn't sleep at all last night, and then I did all day hang out with Casey, and we watched the movie and stuff, and I'm really tired now. But I don't want to go to sleep too early, like earlier than I normally do, because there are certain times when I take my birth control and when I feed my cats, and I'm like 3 hours before that time. So I'm trying to make it closer to that time before I cave and go to sleep. So I'm gonna try to read a bit more. I am currently 197 pages in now, out of 310 pages. We've just now gotten to the point where the main character gets to figure the stuff out, except she didn't get to figure it out. It was just revealed to her, which is like annoying. I'm just annoyed. When I was complaining to Casey about this, because Casey's read this book and the second book in the series, and she said she really liked the second one. She doesn't like remember them very well, but she remembers liking the second one more, so that is promising. And again, I'm not like disliking it, like there's just things I'm like nitpicking. Like I'm annoyed by the fact that like all of the reveals and like twists are like things I saw immediately. And again, I don't care if I can predict things in a book, and like most cases you're supposed to be able to pick up on things along the way. But when it's all like handed to the reader immediately, but then the character you're following doesn't get to figure it out for 200 fucking pages, it's kind of just frustrating. And again, she didn't even get to figure it out and like piece it together. She didn't even question these things. Like, she's not going through the story being like, well, this is a little suspicious, or this is weird, or this doesn't make sense, and at least getting that far. I'd be at least happier if she like was at least questioning things and then stopped there. But no, none of that. She's just stupid. I like the main character, don't get me wrong. I do like her. I like the characters. They're very fun. But it's just annoying. It's just frustrating. But now that I'm at the point where like things have been revealed, maybe it'll get better. Maybe like the plot can kick up a little bit. I will say, when I was complaining to Casey about this though, she told me that she was pretty sure like the reveals, like that it took me 200 pages to get to, that I called on page like 10, that our main character never fucking figured out. She says that they were in the synopsis. Again, I'm reading on Scribd, so like I don't have a physical book to like, I mean I could look up the synopsis, but I don't have the synopsis right here. And she said that she was pretty sure like they were in the synopsis. I was like, what? That's so crazy. Like, that's another thing I hate, is when books give away the plot in a synopsis. Why? I'm gonna end this clip soon. I just wanted to update you guys because I think I'm gonna read some more. I'm on chapter 10. I think I'll probably finish this in the next day or two, because it is kind of going faster now, and I got the news that my laptop has actually already been shipped back to me. Today is the 27th, I think. And I think it said that it should get to me on the 31st. When I first, like, it first got to them, like, the ticket that they created and, like, emailed me the updates for, said that it was, like, predicted that I wouldn't get it back until, the 10th of January. And I was like, oh my god, that's, like, 3 weeks without my laptop, which I was expecting at least 2 weeks. And it'll be close to that by the time I get it back. It'll have been, like, almost 2 weeks, I think. Not quite. 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm excited. It's supposed to come back on Tuesday. It's already been shipped, so that's exciting. Except it's not that exciting, because once my laptop returns, I have to start working on the next draft of Deviants, and that scares me. I'm gonna go read some more right now. But hello friends, update for the vlog. I'm having a time right now. It's like 3:30 in the morning, and I just heard the, hi, I know my little buddy's here because he's terrified of the scary thing that just happened. He doesn't want to leave my side. So I'm like, I'm not sleepy yet, and I'm gonna read. I'm out of focus. Can I tell my story in focus, please, and thank you. So I'm sitting on the couch, and I get my thing, and I've read like 2 pages of this book when I hear the loudest fucking noise. The first noise I hear sounds like my cats did a noise, and then I hear, like, I'm downstairs in the basement, and the cats are upstairs. I have 5 cats. All of them are upstairs, I think. One of them might have been down here. Actually, I'm not sure. So I hear a noise that sounds like my cats did something, and then I hear, like, running. Like, they made a noise, and then they started running. And then I hear a, like, bang, bang, bang noise, and I'm like, it sounds like someone's, like, banging on my front door somewhere on my house, and I'm, like, freaking out. Because that's not the sort of noise my cats can make. They can make a lot of creative noises, but I'm, like, a consecutive, like, bang, bang, bang noise. And so I'm, like, trying not to have a panic attack, and all my cats are freaked the fuck out. And I go upstairs, and I can't find anything, like, moved or knocked over, like anything that they would have done, and all of the cats are freaking out. Like, they are terrified. This one has not left my side since. Like, I went upstairs and I was, like, walking around, like, look in to see if someone's in my fucking house and come back downstairs, and he just like followed me the whole way. And so Frana also followed me. She's right there. You can see her on the chair. And so these two specifically are very scared and have followed me the whole time. It's been like probably half an hour since this happened. Every little sound I hear now, I'm like, I'm trying so hard not to have a panic attack. I like started crying because it was like so scary. And I texted my boyfriend, I was like, it sounds like someone's like literally trying to break into our house. I don't know what's happening. And I was like, it's like a banging noise. And he was like, oh, it's probably like the cats were just playing with like a toy in the room upstairs, and they were probably like playing on either side of the door, and the door was hitting the wall. But there's no toys up there. There's no toys in that room. I checked. So I don't know what the noise was. I'm too afraid to like go look because there's so much snow outside. I was like, if somebody like came up to my front door, I would see like fresh prints in the snow, but I'm too afraid to like go to the door. My boyfriend's out of town. I don't know if I've mentioned this. I'm home alone right now. And I do tend to be a little more paranoid when I'm home alone. Like, I keep like my knife on me, like in the middle of the night, because I'm always up in the middle of the night and stuff. And a lot of times, like, I don't like to go to sleep until it's light out, because I'm normally awake till like 4 in the morning anyways, and it starts to get light out at like 5 in the morning. So sometimes I'll stay up later just because I just like, I feel less safe when I'm like home alone, you know, obviously. And a lot of times, like if I have to work when my boyfriend's not here, like I walk home from work and it's like, what if someone follows me and it's like I'm home alone? Like a lot of things. So, all my cats were freaked out by it, and like they've done things where it's like they made the noise and scared themselves, but they're all like really freaked out, and like I can't figure out what they could have done that would have made that noise. Like it could be what my boyfriend said, and they could have been like hitting the door and the door, but I just don't think it would have been like that consistent of like a banging sound. Like it sounded very much like a human being making a noise. So I'm really freaked out, but like there's, as far as I know, no one else in my house. Yeah, so I'm trying to read. I spent like the day with Casey. We were just hanging out like on a video chat, and we watched the new Wolfpack show, which is made by the same person who made Teen Wolf, but it's not related, even though it's about werewolves and it's by the same person. And it was really good. Like we really liked it. It has 2 twins, and it looks like two of the two kids who got bit in the show have like a little mind connection thing, and that's like all I need to eat some shit up. So I'm sold. Jeff Davis owns my soul again, unfortunately. But it was really good. Like, I was surprised by how much we actually liked it. Like, there's plenty of time for him to ruin it and take us down into the grave again. But I really liked it, so Casey and I are going to get together to watch the episodes as they air every week and watch them together, which will be fun. Oh my god, literally every sound I hear, I'm like going to have a panic attack. Like, I'm so freaked. Like, it probably was nothing. Like, it probably, somehow my cats made that noise. I don't know how. I can't go to sleep. I'm totally fine and normal. Anyways, I'm still not loving this book. I think I'm gonna like it more, like the next book. I think I'm gonna continue the series, and I think I'm gonna like the second one more. But I realized when I was talking to Casey about it earlier, because she's read it. She's read the first 2, but she doesn't remember it very well. So I was, like, explaining all the things that were bothering me about it and stuff. And I was like, I think part of the reason I'm being so nitpicky with it is because I'm not just a reader. I'm a writer, and I'm like a much more serious writer than I used to be. And so I think I have a much more like critical brain when I'm reading things, when it's like, or watching things and consuming any kind of media, where I'm like, oh, this doesn't make sense. Like, I feel like this should have been done this way for it to make sense. Like, this doesn't work. Because like I do it with TV shows too. Like, I do it with everything, and I'm way more critical about the things that I like consume, because I think because I do write so much, and I'm a much more serious writer now than I used to be. Because I didn't used to be this critical with reading. Like, take me back 10 years and I could have read this book and I just would have had fun with it and probably not like cared about all these little things that are bugging me. But I'm a totally different person now. And I'm also not just a writer, and that makes me more a critical reader, but like I'm very much have done a lot of the editing stuff in writing a lot more recently, when I used to not really do a lot of editing, really. So I think that's part of it too, because like looking at my own work critically and like finding ways to improve it and stuff, like I think I just can't turn that part of my brain off when I'm reading. So I think that's part of it. Cause like I know so many people love this series, so like I'm like, why is like all these little things bugging me so much? Like, why can't I just turn that part of my brain off and have fun? But I'm hoping that like now that I'm past all the things that annoyed me here, I can have more fun in the next book. And Casey said she really liked the second one, so we'll see. Hopefully there'll be another update, assuming I don't die tonight. Hello, I'm still alive, which is great. I finished the book. It was less pages than I thought it was, because there's a lot of stuff in like the back that was like extra content, stuff like interview with the author and acknowledgements and all that stuff. So I finished a lot faster than I thought I was going to. I have my cat Storm here. Are you purring? Thank you. Good pose. Final thoughts. I didn't love it, but like, I think part of the problem is me. Because I am such a critical reader now, which I don't think I realized until now. I think I'm gonna give it like 3 stars. I am definitely gonna read the second one. I might even start that tonight because again, I don't think I'm going to sleep anytime soon. So I might just go ahead and start the next one. I don't know. But we'll see. But I mean, I don't know. I have mixed feelings on it. You've heard me rant about it already, so we'll just go into the next one and see how I feel. I'm hoping I'm gonna like things more. I think the next one follows her friend who I liked more than her. So we'll see. But I'll let you guys know. Bye! Hello friends, little reading update for book 2 in the Sidekick Squad series. My brain is like running so slow, I'm trying to remember what it's called. I don't actually know if I filmed an update since I started book 2, I don't remember. But I am some amount of pages into book 2, let me go look and see before I tell you my thoughts. I was genuinely hoping I was gonna like really start liking the series more on book 2, and yet I'm not. Book 2 is called Not Your Villain. That's the one I'm reading. Not Your Villain. Which I was very excited for. I'm hoping once the stupid plot catches up with itself, I'll actually really like it, but it's taking its time. Okay, I'm 116 pages into 332 pages, so I'm like a third of the way through. So, the first third of this book is recapping the events of the first book from the point of view of a character whose point of view you don't get in the first book. So like there is that. However, it's not really like adding anything new. There's been like, in these first 116 pages, there's been maybe 3 scenes where I'm like, okay, this is good. Like, I'm glad we get to see this from this person's character, this character's point of view, when we didn't get to see this point of view or see this scene at all in book 1. So it's like, there are a few instances where it's actually like adding to the story, but most of it is not giving me much regardless. Like, how do I explain this? When it starts, it takes a minute for me to like realize that we're at the back, like we're back to the beginning of book 1's timeline, which I'm fine with. And then we're seeing this character go off to like become a hero and do the hero training. And I thought this was like the first time they were doing it, but apparently they've been doing this for 3 years. So like we're not even like really getting to see the training, because like it's all kind of paraphrased to you, because like he's done it before. He's like, this is his last time, and he's like basically graduating. He's like going through and doing the final tests and stuff before he gets like into the league. Which like makes sense, because like in the first book, like you see that what happened with that. So like not too mad about it, but I wish we could have seen more of the actual training process and stuff, because I felt like that would have been really interesting. So when it was showing that part of the like recap, I was like, oh, this is cool, because like this is something we haven't seen before, so it's gonna like show us this, and then we'll like jump back to the present day timeline, except we haven't yet. So the entire first part of the book is literally just rehashing everything we saw in book 1, but from this POV. And again, you're not getting anything new except for in like 3 scenes. And even then, it's not as much as I would have wanted from those scenes for this person's POV. So it all feels kind of pointless. I feel like it would have been better if like we had started this book on the timeline of where book 1 ends, but then we had gotten a few flashbacks mixed in, and we could have like dug a little deeper into those moments where you're actually like getting real depth to the perspective of this character in scenes from before, instead of just rehashing the whole thing and not getting that much depth at all, because like it's a short YA 300-page book. Like there's only so much you can fit into that, and I get that. As a writer, I get it. So I just feel like it would have been more interesting. I'm on part 2 now. I just started part 2, so I think we're about to catch up with the present day timeline, and maybe I'll actually care more to see the plot evolve. But 1/3 of this book just being like rehashing book 1 without giving me like really any new anything, pretty meh on it. But I'm hoping that the rest of the book actually like picks things up where we left off and things get interesting, because like that's what I was excited to see. Like now that I didn't enjoy book 1 that much, I was like, well, we're done with that, and now like we're really into the story and into the plot, so hopefully book 2 will be more exciting. And then all the first part of book 2 is just rehashing book 1, so I'm not having a great time with it, but I'm still reading it. I don't think I'm gonna DNF or anything. I plan to read them. Unless like I really just can't stand it, I'm not like getting any joy out of it by the end of book 2, then I might not read book 3. We'll see. I really wanted to like this series. I will say I haven't read a lot of YA recently. I used to read YA all the time. And recently Casey told me that, because like a lot of people think that my book, like people, the beta readers who've read my book, they think it's YA. Because you're following like those aged characters, like the characters in my book that I'm writing are, I'm so out of focus on it, are aged 16 to 22 in the first book. And Casey was like, no, I don't think, because I always say it's like my book is new adult, but it reads like YA. And Casey's like, no, this does not read like YA. She's like, just because you're following young characters doesn't mean something reads like YA. And she was like, just because like you have accessible prose, like easy to follow, does not mean it reads like YA. And I was like, I don't know, I feel like it does. And after reading this YA, I'm like, you know what, I think Casey's right. I don't, not to like shit on how this reads, like this reads like YA, like it's not doing anything wrong, but it made me realize how much my stuff doesn't read like YA in comparison, at least to this. Again, I haven't been reading a lot of YA recently. I feel like I'm really out of the YA loop, and most of the recent YAs I have been reading are YA fantasy, and my book is not that. So, anyways, side tangent there, but there's your update. I'm gonna read some more tonight, later. Probably won't read a ton. I'll probably read like 2 more chapters, but the chapters are very long. So that'll probably be a decent chunk. That'll probably get me close to 200. So I'll try to update you again before I finish book 2, and then we'll decide if I'm going into book 3 or not. But I think my plan is to read all 3 of them, and that be this whole vlog. And then I will do a second vlog reading the rest of the books from my superhero-themed TBR. That's my plan. But there's your update. Very long update. I'm gonna go now. Oh, also I just re-dyed my hair, and it's super blue now because I didn't have my normal dye, but I found some blue dye that I've had for, it's not been that long, but just sitting in there. So I was like, I'll just use this because I had the urge to dye it and my roots were coming in. So I'm extra blue now instead of green, but she'll fade out. So anyways, bye. Oh, I'm so blue over here in this lighting. Wild. I had another complaint I wanted to get in the vlog because I guess it's just, this is a not enjoying my reading vlog. So one thing about the superheroes and villains in this book, this is the dumbest, like literally, this is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Once people like register with their powers or whatever, once people find out they have powers and they tell people about it, this like, the league or whatever, whoever's in charge of the powered people, just decides like based on your power if you're a hero or a villain. Like, I get that there's like a plot going on behind it where it's like they want villains because like they're doing a whole thing. I get why they want villains in the public eye and they want their heroes fighting the villains. I understand that. What doesn't make sense to me is the fact that they just are like, you're assigned villain at superpower. It's so stupid. There are so many ways in which you can like manipulate a person into doing things that the public would see them doing and deem them a villain. There's so many more like creative, interesting ways you could make these people out to be villains. But literally just being like, what's your power? Your power is this? Okay, you're a villain. No, okay, you got that. You're a hero. Like, it's so stupid. I mean, like, I don't understand. The first time like this was kind of brushed upon in book 1, I was like, that can't really be how it's happening, right? But then it clarified it again, and I was like, this cannot be real. This is so stupid. This is genuinely so dumb. One of the dumbest things in the world building in this book. Like, all of it's very like lighthearted, comical. Again, it's like very YA, very 300 pages. You know, they're very easy to read. I'm so out of focus, camera. Why? But yeah, just like, oh, and also like, there's different classes to the powers and stuff, so it's like, oh, you're A class or you're C class or whatever this is, but like, doesn't the class system, I mean, like, again, it's not like, there's not like a chart, it's not like laid out for you, but like the way, the brief glimpses you get of it in like explanations and stuff does not make sense to me either, but I guess that could just be me. I feel like there's not enough information on that for me to really, but yeah, just the fact that like they just choose who's a villain and a hero and is like, oh, you're on the hero track and you're on the villain track. It's so stupid. Might be my least favorite thing so far that's happened. I might hate that more than the fact that like I could predict everything in book 1 and our main character never got to figure anything out. It was just obvious in front of her and she didn't question it and it was handed to her. I don't know. Anyways, I haven't actually read that much. I'm gonna read some more. I just wanted to update you guys with that thought because I was very, very annoyed. Cause that's just stupid. Like, does anybody, am I the only one? When I was complaining to Casey about this, Casey was like, oh, well, I think it's interesting. And I was like, I think that they're trying to do interesting things behind the scenes of that. Like, I get that there's a plot behind it, and the plot itself is probably interesting. How they're doing it is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So tell me in the comments if you agree, whether or not you've read this book. Tell me if you think that's stupid. Because I think it's the stupidest, like, world building detail ever. Like, these people aren't even doing things to become villains. They're just told, oh, this is your power, this is what level you're at. Okay, you're a villain. You're gonna go hang with the villains, and you're gonna go be a villain. You're gonna be a hero. Like, what? What? That's so stupid and, like, uninteresting. There's so many interesting ways you can, like, create villains. That's not it. That is not it. Okay, I'm gonna go back to reading. Bye! Hello, friends. I am painting my nails, which is why this lighting is weird. I live in darkness, and I don't like to turn my overhead light on, so I, like, sit my phone here with the flashlight on right above my nails so I can see what the fuck I'm doing, because I have terrible eyesight. And I'm painting my nails, and I figured while I'm sitting here painting my nails, I should update this vlog. I'm gonna be so confused when I go in to start editing vlogs, because I have 2 different vlogs going right now, and no indicator of which clips are for what, so that's gonna be right. But this is my reading vlog, not my writing vlog. So, I haven't filmed an update. I honestly don't know. I don't know if I updated you. I'm pretty sure I updated you guys when I finished Not Your Villain. And I haven't updated you since. I'm pretty sure. I'm now 135 pages into Not Your Backup, which is the 3rd book. And it follows, oh no, my nail's messed up already. It follows one of the other friends from the 1st book. You have, like, the girl and her 2 friends. 2nd book followed one friend, and the 3rd book's following the other friend. And I'm not, like, super enjoying it. Not for, I mean, are we surprised? I've not been having fun with this series. Not for any particular reason. Like, one thing that I think has gotten better is the sense, like, just, there's not as many, like, errors in this book. Book 1 had so many errors. My copy, on Scribd, so many just, like, literal typos and stuff that it was, like, to the point it was distracting, like, so many. Book 2 had a handful. Not as many. And then book 3 is, like, even less. I've seen, like, maybe a very, very small handful. So, like, to the point where it's not actually distracting, but I'm noticing it because I was, like, looking for it at this point because there were so fucking many in book 1. So that's one thing. I don't know. I feel like right now the other characters, we're following the character Emma, which is the other friend from the group, and I like her character. I like her character a lot. But I feel like her plot in this book is the most boring thing happening when we know that other things are happening with, like, other characters that we're not seeing, like the girl from book 1 and her girlfriend. They're off doing something else for, like, most of this book. They're not together. And then Emma and Bells, the boy from the 2nd book, are doing stuff. For the most part, they're together so far in the first 135 pages of this book. But I feel like their plot isn't as interesting as the things we're not getting to see. So that's kind of annoying. But I do kind of like the, like, self-growth this character is trying to, she's going on a journey and stuff. And I'm not against that. She is, like, learning more about her, like, sexuality and stuff. I will say, I don't necessarily like how it's being done. Not to say that it's being done badly. I feel like especially, like, any, like, teenagers, like, any young people who are reading the series are probably who are on the asexual spectrum, somewhere on that spectrum, would very much like how this is playing out with this character, and, like, her trying to figure out her sexuality and, like, her feelings and stuff. But I'm on that spectrum. I'm demisexual, and I don't really like it. Again, it's not being done badly. I just don't like how it's being done. I feel like the thing is, and I get, like, again, we're following, like, a 17-ish-year-old character, so I get, like, obviously they don't know what the fuck's going on with themselves. They're gonna question things. They're gonna do things that don't make sense, and so, like, I'm not that much against how it's played out, but in the end of the 2nd book, like, she's dating this guy, and we're not, like, seeing a lot of that because you don't get her perspective in that book, but she's dating this guy, and obviously the boy from the 2nd book was, like, helplessly in love with her and has always been in love with her, so, like, I get why we did what we did. Because, like, the author's probably thinking, oh, well, like, you know, readers want to see him get the girl, you know? So at the end of the book, she, like, spontaneously tells him she loves him and kisses him and stuff, which is, feels a little like it was forced in for the sake of, like, that character, the boy, getting his closure on that arc, because, like, you know, he was pining for her the whole time. But there was, like, never really, and again, just, like, you don't get her point of view, but there was never, like, any indication that she had feelings for him. And so, like, I feel like it was just shoved in there. And now in this book, like, they're together, they're in a relationship, and she's questioning everything, whether she's, like, you know, if she wants sex, if she's sexually attracted to him, if she has the physical attraction, or just romantic attraction. So she's trying to learn all this stuff, and, like, I'm fine with that. I get that. I love that. But I don't, like, I think it's because of how, like, we just shoehorned that, like, stuff in at the end of the second book, so, like, he could have his moment with her, that is making me not like the rest of her, like, journey on this. Again, most people are probably fine with it, so it's just me nitpicking. But I'm not having as much fun with this one. I liked book 2 more than book 1, and I think more than book 3 so far. But again, it's like 300 pages, and I'm like 135. It's like a third of the way. My camera's about to die, so this is not going to be a long clip. But I just wanted to let you guys know I have started the third book. I am reading it. I'm going to fucking finish it. So, I've been also, like, I started this vlog, I don't know when I started this vlog, I'm sure I said it in the beginning, but it's February 16th now, so it's been a while. I have been reading every single night, like, I take my stuff to help me sleep, I get ready for bed, brush my teeth, I get in bed, and then, like, I'll lay down and I'll read one chapter while I'm, like, waiting for the sleep medicine to kick in. There's only one night when I, like, read, like, 4 pages and just stopped, because, like, my brain couldn't do it, because I had such a migraine. Normally I don't stop in the middle of a chapter, so that was, like, a one-time thing. But I have been reading at least one chapter every night. And, like, with this book, it's, like, it's literally one chapter. Whereas, like, the second book, like, once I got past the recap thing, I would read, like, if I wasn't sleepy yet, I would read, or if they weren't long chapters, I would read, like, 1, 2, or 3 chapters, because it was more interesting. And now I'm at the point where I'm, like, I'm forcing myself to read that one chapter each night. It's not, like, pulling me back in. But I'm hoping that now that I'm, like, a third of the way through, like, plot is gonna get a little bit faster. Things are gonna be a little more interesting, so we'll see. But there's your update. Here's my nails. I'm not done yet. I'm doing this blue, shiny blue color called the 13th Hour from Mooncat, and then I'm going to put a bunch of sparkles on top of it, which are called moon dust. But yeah, that's just your little update. I figured I would do a little updatey clip, because I keep forgetting to update the goddamn vlog. It's going to be a long vlog. I can feel it. Which is another reason why I've been like, I don't need to update you. I don't have a lot of thoughts, and they're not, like, happy thoughts. There's your update. I'm still not enjoying this series. I think I gave book 1 2 stars, and book 2 3 stars, and right now book 3 is looking like a 2-star, but it could swing back around again. I'm only 135 pages in, so we'll see. We'll let you know. I probably won't update you guys again until, like, I finish the book, because I'm pretty sure this is a very long vlog at this point. Bye! Hello friends, it has been a minute since I've updated this vlog. I'm sorry to say. I think I'm DNFing book 3. Not because, like, I want to, nothing happened in the book that made me be like, okay, I can't read this anymore. But I think it's been a month since I've updated the vlog, and also like a month since I've read. I fell off the wagon pretty fast for several reasons. I had like a mental health dip, and now I'm currently sick. I got back into writing like once my laptop came back, and I've been putting like literally all of my focus into writing, and I'm making a lot of progress on the new draft and stuff. I started beta reading for someone else, so like I've got so many other things going on, and I was like, I just don't see myself getting back into it anytime soon. And it's like I have this whole vlog and I just want to get the vlog up. So I will tell you, I got as far as chapter 13 in book 3, Not Your Backup, which is page 215 out of 345, which is sad because like I think I just got to the point in the book, I'm trying to remember because it's been a month since I read, but I just got to the point in the book where like all the main characters like met up again, and we're hopefully gonna do something interesting, but I didn't really get past them like just re-meeting up. So, I'm DNFing for now. But yeah, I think since I'm DNFing, I would leave my rating at 2 stars because I was not feeling pulled in by it. I wasn't enjoying it. Oh, also, my hair has been fading out super weird, and like I've got these like, do you see these little silver tips I got going on? Like, it's very inconsistent. They're like super strange. They're not, I don't know. It kind of makes me want to like, once I'm trying to grow my hair out again, it's at that length I hate it at, and I'm trying to get it like down to here again, like the long hair. And once I grow it out a little bit more, maybe I'll try to do silver tips like intentionally with the blue, because that might look really cool. Anyways, side tangent. Also, I have a cat here. Hey, stop kicking yourself. Stop kicking yourself. It's illegal. This Storm, he lives on my desk a lot of the time. And I'm currently editing the vlog, and I need to wrap it up. It's really long. It's like 38 minutes. I didn't finish the book. I'm DNFing the 3rd book. I hate that. Like, I hate it. I hate DNFing things. I'm definitely not one of those readers who like feels comfortable just like DNFing something when I'm not enjoying it, and I need to get better at that, because like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of like forcing yourself to read something if you're not enjoying it? Like, why not just put it down and pick up something else? I don't know. And like, I think that originally stems from the fact that like a lot of books I would be reading are books I bought, so I was like, I spent money on this, and I've been poor my whole life, right? So it's like, I have to get my money's worth. I have to read the thing. But these were just on Scribd, and it's not even my Scribd account I'm using. It's Casey's. So I don't know why like I still have that guilt over DNFing it. But I just like, I don't see myself getting back into it anytime soon, and I've been sick for like over a week now. Things aren't going well physically at all. I have like a lot of, aside from just like having a cold and being sick, I have like other things that are going on that I really need to go to a doctor for. So I'm not gonna get back into it anytime soon. I need to end this vlog. So I am sorry to say I'm DNFing book 3. Book 2 was my favorite. Of course I didn't finish book 3, but I definitely think, like, I know this whole vlog I was just like hating on this series, so if you're someone who like, you watch this whole thing and you love this series, if it's like dear to you, I'm sorry. Like, please don't take personal offense. I just don't think it was for me, especially because like I'm just like in a different place, like I think mentally, where like YA just might not be super my thing anymore. Especially like really like young targeted YA, which this definitely is. Like a younger YA audience is what it's clearly targeted for, and that's not. I'm about to be 32. Like, and I can still enjoy YA, but like I just think this one wasn't it. I think it was just like on the too young side for me. And I really need to learn to like turn off like my writer editor brain thing when reading. Like that's definitely a me thing, and not like a problem of the books. But so for anyone who loves them, like, you are fine to have that opinion, and I don't judge you for like liking them. I might judge you if you like the stupid villain thing though, because it was so dumb. The one hill I'll die on here. But yeah, so there you have it. The other books that were in my superpower, stop kicking yourself, stop. Books that were in my superpower themed TBR, I'm going to try to do those in another reading vlog. I think I'm going to try to read those still, and I'm going to put them in another vlog, but I wouldn't expect that until maybe April. Today it is March 18th. So I wouldn't expect those books to show up in a reading vlog for like another month or so. I'm gonna try to like ease my way back into reading, but I know it's not gonna be soon enough to like finish this, and I was already not enjoying it, so I was like, I need to let it go. I need to give myself permission to DNF, so that's what I've done. So anyways, I apologize for such the down mood of this vlog. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Life Before Death Radiance. Bye!